question for all of you. It's a question that I love asking, but in particular here, where there's just like a multitude of creative opportunities when you jump into a project like this. For each of you, when you first signed on, what single thing were you most excited to do on this movie? And then also, in the end, is there anything about it that wound up being more creatively fulfilling than you ever could have imagined at the start?
Sorry, because this is special for me because in the second line there's one of my friends that I worked a lot of time ago in Spain, and o sea, estaba mirándola todo porque la acabo de ver y te quería decir que gracias por venir a esta función, por estar aquí. Porque es que la vida de los actores es bien jodida.
So sorry, I just got lost looking at my friend and I lost track of the question, and as you know, actor's life is very effed up. I think for me the question more than what it would be instead, what was it that would not attract me from this project? Anyone that looks at that script would wonder, like, how would we make this happen? Because it touches upon so many things and so many genres. It's something impossible to discover. I get asked that question all the time, like, how would you describe this movie? And I just say it's a work of art. It's a work of art that transcends cinema. It's just art.
Y como yo creo que todos vosotros aquí sois actores, la mayoría, ¿verdad? Creo que sabéis lo que significa el tomar un guión, el estar trabajando toda la vida muy, muy duro y que al final llegue algo tan hermoso y verlo en la pantalla y que te regalen un personaje así tan difícil, tan complicado, tan lleno de tantas cosas. Y os voy a decir algo realmente, que era contestando a tu siguiente pregunta, que es lo que vi en la pantalla. Yo me he pasado toda la vida trabajando desde los 16 años, bien lo sabes tú, y cada cosa que yo me veía en la pantalla siempre tenía algo para que criticarme. Nunca he sido siempre muy autocrítica con mi trabajo y siempre he tenido un reproche de ¿por qué has hecho esto? ¿Por qué has dicho esto? ¿Por qué no te has puesto de lado? ¿Por qué no te has...? Y creo que cuando los actores conseguimos la libertad de trabajar sin estar condicionados por lo que creemos que los demás esperan de nosotros, es cuando damos nuestra mejor versión como actores y actrices. Y al final, después de tantísimos años, 30 y pico años que llevo trabajando, empecé a los 16, tengo 52, llegar y ver un puto trabajo en la pantalla en el que estoy buscando y buscando a ver qué puedo encontrar de mal y no encontrar nada y decir, joder, no tengo nada malo que decirte, coño. Lo has hecho bien esta vez, es muy bueno.
I believe all of you here, or most of you, are actors, so you know what it's like to get a script, and you know that it's hard work. And to get something this beautiful, and then to be able to see myself on screen, and getting the gift of this complex character is so rewarding. And going into the second part of your question, and I've been working since I'm 16 years old. And so I've always been very critical of myself. I've been my one own toughest critic. And always questioning, why did you do this? Why did you choose to do this? Why didn't you turn the other way? And so it's wonderful when actors get the freedom to be, and without being conditioned about the expectations of others, and to be able to see the best in ourselves. And in the end now, after 30 plus years in this industry, I started 16, I'm 52 years old now, and to see this fucking work on screen, and to be able to see myself and wonder, trying to find what's wrong, and to say, damn it, you did it.
I honestly, it's echoing what Karla is saying. What began as an opportunity to work with an iconic filmmaker that I've loved since I was a teenager. I would like smoke a joint back then. I don't do anymore. And I would go to the Angelica Theater in New York, you know, remember that, on Houston, and I watched A Beat That My Heart Skipped, and it blew my mind away. And then I watched Rust and Bone, and then I watched Deep Bond, and then I watched The Prophet. And this man just never repeats the same thing. And so he was a bucket list. It was an opportunity. When I was cast, as I met Karla, the force of nature that is this woman, and how she brought it every day and compelled us, forced us to bring it every day. And then, you know, meeting the art direction and working with music, working with choreography with Damian, meeting Selena, Adriana, Edgar. This became a gift. It became something really special. And it's like you have those moments where you say, I'm not gonna think about this outcome. I'm just gonna be here today. Because I'm having so much fun. I'm learning so much. I've been given an opportunity to reconnect with parts of me that I've never been able to share wholly as a full artist. And I just didn't want to, you know, spend my time thinking about how it was going to turn out, because it was turning out fine every day for me. So I just wanted to stay in that space.
Yes, you are.
Please don't kill me. I've been working since 7 a.m. What was the question?
She speaks only Spanish.
I said it to you before, you should be feeling like this. You have a special movie and you should be spreading the word everywhere out there. So this feeling is very justified and should be happening.
I'm sorry, please ask.
Can you tell me what single thing about making this movie you were most excited about, but then also something that wound up being more creatively fulfilling than you ever could have imagined?
At first, I didn't believe that I got the part for a really long time. I just knew that, as Zoe was saying, my goal has never been to be the lead or necessarily have roles come to me. The ones that I tend to chase are the ones that people definitely do not see me in. And I don't get a lot of those scripts, so I was eager and so excited to work with someone with a great filmmaker like Jacques, and have the opportunity to work with these incredible women. And I jumped at the opportunity. I auditioned twice for it. I gave it my all. It was one of my favorite auditions. And I let it go, and a year later, I got the phone call. Apparently, Jacques said he already cast me, but didn't tell me. But I was beyond myself, and I was very, very grateful that he saw something in me. And he honestly helped me believe in myself as an actor a lot more than I give myself credit.
All right, Edgar, you're up.
I'm very moved today. It's been a very special day. We had the premiere last night, and it was a real party. I think that we all, and I know I can speak on behalf of all of us, I think that we all knew when we were in Paris a year ago that we were doing something strange and special and unique and different. But to have this type of response and reaction, and that the movie is being welcomed in this way with so much enthusiasm and curiosity and excitement is something that we could have never anticipated. I echo Zoe and Selena. Jacques Audiard is one of the most prolific, one of the most original directors in the history of cinema. He exercises such a pure curiosity, such a pure compassion for human nature. And for me, the opportunity to work with him is also, it was part of a bucket list, but a bucket list that, I don't know, who knows? I mean, that's something that you wish, but you never know if you're gonna get it. You know, I mean, you as an actor, you have your dreams, right? But then you keep working, you go from one project to another, and then you just hope for the best. I mean, there's no formula. I mean, it would be nice to say, yeah, of course, it was part of my strategy. I knew that it was going to happen. Of course not. And all the actors here know that, you know, it never works that way. And to have the opportunity to be part of something so special and to support these incredible actresses in a story that ultimately is a story about freedom. That's what I think the movie's about, is the pursuit of freedom through the portrait of these 4 women trying to break free from social constraints, internal constraints, trying to regain their confidence, their agency. It's a story about emancipation, trying to become the truest version of themselves. And I think that that anyone can relate to that, and that's where the movie becomes so universal, because I think that at the end of the day, you know, where everything is said and done, and when everything starts to trickle down, all we want in life is to be free, and freedom is hard, freedom is difficult, and sometimes we take it for granted. But I'm Venezuelan, so I know what I'm talking about. So again, sorry that I'm just like very emotional today, and I think that is fascinating to be part of a project that has the ability to speak to everyone in a certain way, because I think that at the end of the day, we all want to be free, and there is a fight, and there is a struggle, and there is a strive to reach that freedom. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy that I get to do this with you, because I love you so much.
Time ago, because I think I was in Mexico. It started with a weird kind of alignment of planet. I was in Mexico with a tour, got completely cancelled because of another wave of COVID. And I was saying to my partner in Mexico City, I was saying, if now a really good director could contact me to do a project, to which he had, if it could be in Mexico. And the next day, I'm not even kidding, 24 hours later, I got a message from the assistant of Jacques Audiard, who's like one of my favorite directors, saying that she wanted to meet me. And I said, absolutely, I'm just in Mexico, I'm not coming back before 1 month. And she said, well, actually, the film might be shot in Mexico, it's arriving on Friday. Oh my God. So we met 3 days later, and I was so nervous. I had read the script. I was like, I like to repeat that, but there was no indication about anything about dance into it. It was just completely abstract. I didn't even see where that could enter, because it was so condensed with the story, with the lines, with the songs, and there was not even musical part where you could just dance. It was just da-da-da-da-da. And I just remember that we arrived, he was in this room with many of the artistic crew. I was both completely terrified and at the same time so shocked by this alignment of things that I said, you need to be there. And he asked me, what did you think about the script? And I said, wow, yeah, it's something, and I think it's incredible. Yet I had absolutely no idea how we would do this. I was like, this is such a tight rope to walk on. Do you want to do a musical? Okay, in Spanish, okay? With that story, sure. So he said, how would you work on this? And I understood that already this had to be choreography. My phone is falling of emotion. How would you do this? And I was like, well, obviously your actors will have to dance. And he had no idea who the actors, he was looking for the actors in Mexico at the time. And I said, you have to understand, because you never worked with choreographer, that I'm gonna be in between you and them. And I know you're an amazing actor, director, but to formalize a language might be feeling really irritating. And I'm going to try to take that position, but I think I should be more in observation of something. He said, oh, that's fine. Do you want to do it? So I said yes, but inside of me I was terrified because I had absolutely no idea how to do it. And it took us kind of a year and a half to figure out how. And I would say that it's only when those incredible beings sitting next to me came in the film that it really completely took its meaning. And I got blessed to, I really wanted to create a choreography that felt like haute couture. I wanted to each of them to have the right physical language, not just for the character, but for them as actors also to feel that it's helping them to find the character, to get even deeper into it, and that it would not just be an obstacle. So that was the biggest challenge. And to come back to your last question I was very excited about all this perspective, but terrified. But I remember we were in Cannes, and I was sitting next to Selena, and it was the first time she saw the film. And we were in this big room with like and none of you had seen. I had seen something, a version a few months before, but there was this sense of we all surrendered to the film, like literally like being in a kind of a roller coaster where you're like, and we were all crying at the end in the uploading, and it was true emotion. It was not this kind of over emotional. It was, I could feel we were all completely disarmed and moved to be part of something like this.
We're all amazing singers in the shower, right? We're all great. We can belt out like Mariah Carey in the shower. I can hold a tune. I wouldn't say that I have any kind of pitch that is remotely great. It's good. It's okay with practice, right? Everything with practice is always like achievable. I didn't want to approach this, and thank God that Jacques was so supportive about that, as a singing role. These were outlets that Rita would use to just spew out her frustration and her inability to speak for herself. So
my favorite scenes in the movie. I remember shooting it. It was very emotional, and I think I just wanted to go there with an open heart. I'll tell you one thing. I believe that this movie will affect people in a way, and I think there's going to be compassion for a whole community that is desperate, that they want to be seen, and I just feel like there was love there from the beginning. I met Karla, and it was actually really painful to watch her be in pain, but it was one of the most rewarding scenes, and I remember feeling the weight of her and breathing and being thrown in these situations, thinking I'm one of the luckiest people to be witnessing history.